All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a slight technical issue there. However, we do apologize for the disconnection, but we are back. It's 9:41. We are back. We're gonna push through 50 minutes, 60 minutes. We're gonna push through. Thank you for joining us. We are back again. The trading room, TD Markets, TD Markets Academy, TD Markets Exchange. But it's all TD Markets, Thank you so much for joining us. Just a technical issue we had there. All right. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's get right into it. It is a Friday. We're going to start with the formalities, of course. If you guys want to sign up and start your trading journey with us, it will only take you about a minute or two to sign up for an account. Our website is tdmarkets.com. It should be on the chats shortly. So if you have not opened up an account with us, if you are watching us for the first time, or this is probably your second, your third time with us, make sure you register for an account on our website, tdmarkets.com. All right. We also do have some education that you guys can obviously benefit from. That is our TD Markets Exchange. You first need an account. Before you can get some education. All right. All the details are on the screen, rather on the chart. Our exchange website, tdmarkets.io. And obviously, for any assistance, you can contact us on the following contact details. All right. Let's get right into it. As I said, it has been an exciting week with a lot of news events, a lot of fundamentals, continued Middle East tension. So we're going to go through the charts, right? But let's first have a look at, as far as the fundamentals are concerned, let's just do a quick summary or review, or you can say report if you want, right? A weekly report, right? So this week has been dominated by three major themes. All right. This week has been dominated by three major themes, which is inflation, escalating Middle East tension, and corporate earnings. These were the themes for this week: inflation, Middle East tension, and corporate earnings. All right. Now, obviously, with inflation from major economies, reinforced expectations that central banks will remain cautious. That's very interesting. Middle East tension, particularly involving Iran, increased geopolitical risk and lifted energy prices. And obviously, corporate earnings drove sharp rotation within global equity markets. All right. So looking at the FX, right? The dollar, the US dollar traded in both directions this week. If you are aware, right, the US dollar has been trading on both directions this week, but towards the end of the week, it got more stronger than it was in the early part of the week. So softer inflation figures reduced expectations for aggressive Fed tightening. However, geopolitical uncertainty created safe haven demand, limiting downside. The result was a relatively resilient dollar despite lower inflation readings. Right? You look at the yen. The yen remained under heavy pressure. Remember, we've been focusing on the yen this week, right? This week, our focus has been on the yen. Why? Because it has remained under significant pressure. That's why we got AUD JPY pushing up. We got Euro JPY pushing up. NZD JPY, has been pushing up. So the yen has been under significant pressure, right? It weakened significantly against the dollar. Japanese officials again warned they could intervene if depreciation becomes disorderly. Okay. The Japanese officials have warned again that they could intervene if depreciation becomes disorderly. Markets continue watching Bank of Japan policy and potential government action. So heading into next week, this week it was the yen has been under a spotlight this week, and it seems like it's going to be the case next week, because it has continued to face significant pressure, right? And then we've got the euro. The euro struggled as higher oil prices threatened Europe's inflation outlook. Sterling remained relatively firm, but analysts believe much of its recent strength is already priced in. All right, that's basically from the FX side, but basically the market remains or rather the market remains caught between lower inflation and safe haven flows from geopolitical risk. So that is basically from the FX side what has been happening this week. All right, so we're gonna go through through some charts, have a look at what we spoke about last night. We were focusing on the dollar last night. We were focusing on the dollar last night and looking at the DXY. Let me just switch to the DXY here. Right. Looking at the DXY has obviously rejected that low, and then nothing has changed on this one, right? This is like a medium-term view of the dollar. So the lower time frame price action will not impact your daily time frame reaction, your weekly time frame reaction. All right, so you may see price doing this on the lower time frame, but this will not impact the higher time frame. All right, however, what this is doing, it's just creating a continuation of the current trend, right? It is just creating a continuation of the current trend. So anywhere around this low, this is the DXY, anywhere around this low, we are looking for a continuation towards the upside. That's basically what it's doing right now. There is a continuation pattern forming, so we're looking for some upside. All right, so that means our dollar analysis is still intact. That means what we spoke about on Euro USD is still intact. We're still looking for this push towards the downside. Last night I told you guys that this is one of the pairs we're gonna keep a very close eye on. All right, so Euro USD, the analysis remains the same, nothing has changed. So what is happening now is that the structure is starting to change from forming higher highs and higher lows to forming lower highs now. We don't really have a lower low, but lower highs. All right, so we're still looking for this. There's a corrective pattern forming here. So with this pattern, we anticipate a breakout, right? We anticipate a breakout and then a push to the downside. All right, so it seems like this could be another one for today. Right? So there is a correction. We're anticipating a break towards the downside from this high. Right, from this high. All right, so let's keep an eye on Euro USD. Obviously it's just the morning so far. Just getting preparing for the day ahead. Euro USD, AUD USD, wait, was it I think it was, yeah, I mean we spoke about AUD USD, but okay, so Euro USD, we know we're looking for this. I mentioned NZD, or rather AUD USD, with you guys last night or yesterday, right? That we're looking for this. Is it ready as yet? Let's see. Do we have a bit of confirmation that we can use? Not yet. It doesn't seem like it's ready as yet, because today's current candle, today's candle, daily candle, and yesterday's daily candle are not strong, right? After this massive push up, we're seeing a bit of slow push towards the downside. So I don't think AUD USD is ready as yet. So we're just gonna wait on that one. Euro USD, right? We're looking for some downside, at least minimum back to this low. Right? AUD USD, also AUD USD might go up one more time. right? It might just do this at some point, go up one more time before we finish this structure. It might just do this one more time, but we'll have to wait and see, right? So we're just preparing for the day ahead. USD JPY, it's coming back for the retest, right? So it broke out, so it's coming back for the retest. Yeah, it's coming back for the retest, so we're looking for a continuation up. You see how it is? So there's a retest forming. Let me look at the 1 hour. Yeah, definitely there's a retest forming. So we're looking for a continuation of this towards this high. All right. So this could be another one for today, actually. Could be another one for today. I don't think there's any news. There's any economic reports coming out today. Yeah, there's nothing significant coming out today, right? Just your low impact news. So we should be good for some upside on, obviously, on the USD JPY. We should be good for some downside on Euro USD. AUD USD, will just keep a close eye on it. All right. We will come back to these ones. All right. The commodities, guys. As I mentioned to you guys yesterday, the commodities, you see where the market is on gold and silver. There's pretty much nothing solid at this point, all right? And also, speaking of gold, right? I want you guys just to listen to this quickly, right? So on our platform, gold has been trading Monday to Friday, meaning on the weekends, you have not been able to trade gold on the weekends. But now all of that is going to change. So all of that is going to change, all right? We're going to have gold trading over the weekend. I'm not sure if the announcement has been made on social media as yet, or our sales floor have mentioned it to you guys, but just be on the lookout. Gold, we're going to start having a gold instrument that will trade over the weekend as well, right? We've seen how you guys like gold, like trading gold, and gold is it's good for yields, right? It's a good currency. It's a good asset to trade. It's a good asset to trade, all right, because it has good yields, good returns. So we're gonna start having gold trading over the weekend, all right. You guys will know when that will be. We'll definitely let you guys know when that will be, all right. So hang tight. We'll definitely let you guys know when we're gonna have that instrument, all right. Yeah, we'll definitely let you guys know, right? So you can trade gold also over the weekend. All right, coming back to gold, as I said yesterday, the gold price action we looked at this week, all right? This week, it's done. The setup is done. So where gold and silver is trading so far, there is nothing solid at the moment, right? So we're just waiting to see if we're gonna have pressure from the upside, or to the upside, or pressure to the downside. That's what we're waiting to see, because silver is just moving slow around this low. Earlier on this week, we had projected that silver is going to come back down. So where it is right now, we're just going to give it a day, right? Just for enough price action to form. Gold as well, right? We're just going to give it a day just so we get enough price action so that we can have a solid case. All right. So let's see throughout the day how gold is going to look, right? But for now, the gold and the silver price action, the setup is done. Yeah, so we'll see throughout the day. It's only gold, right? Not silver, but gold. It's only gold, not silver. All right. So So let's go back. AUD JPY. So let's have a look at AD. So AD JPY gave us a test, went back. So now we are getting a much deeper test. A much deeper test. All right. So AD JPY, what it's doing now is giving us like a deep retest now. That's what it's doing, right? This is where we are at the moment. So we are getting another low. We are getting another low. We are getting another low. All right. So we're still looking for continuation up, right? So it failed to bounce from this zone. Is giving us a much deeper test. So what we are likely going to see is a deeper low, right? A deeper higher low. So where it is, it could do just break that low, and then any higher low we find, we're looking for a continuation up. Any higher low we find, we're looking for a continuation up. So AD JPY has not changed at all. It has not changed at all, right? Let me go back to the daily. Yeah, we're getting a daily correction here. We are definitely getting a daily correction. So AD JPY could be one for today. Euro JPY, yes, definitely. Euro JPY, another one we could possibly get for today. Another one we could get for today. So you see this correction now. There we go. This is what I want NZD JPY to do. This is what I want NZD JPY to do. So we get a breakout. We are looking for a continuation of this. So maybe let's keep an eye on this one again for today, right? So AUD JPY, NZD JPY, because the yen is under significant pressure. You know, it's under significant pressure. So there's been talks of, you know, the Japanese officials intervening if it continues to perform like it's performing now. So we'll have to wait and see, right? But as per the price action, we remain bullish. We remain bullish. So AUD JPY, Euro JPY, it seems like today we're going to get more movements today, right? GBP USD, we spoke about GBP USD. It is going back down to this low. GBP USD, let's just hang tight on that one for now, right? Let's just hang tight on that one for now. Let it just develop so that we can identify those formations and structure, right, for now. But you guys know, right, we are looking for downside. Just like Euro USD, on GBP USD, we're looking for downside because of the DXY, how it's looking, right? So GBP USD, hang tight on this one. We'll come back. We'll come back. We'll come back. It might just resume going down from where it is. So we'll come back on this one. And yeah, we'll see. Right, hang tight on this one. Silver and gold, I've already spoken about this one or these ones. GBP AUD also, just hang tight on this one. You guys know what we're looking for, right? We're looking for this push down. We're looking for this push down. So the current price action has not really fully confirmed or given us a solid case. All right? We're just seeing structure inside this range here. So we're just going to hang tight on that one for now. We're just going to hang tight on this one for now. Let's see what price is gonna do here. Although short term, although intraday on the 5 minutes, intraday I see price coming back down here on the 5 minutes because of this formation. So what you will notice is price gave us a lower high here, right? We have a lower low here. Let's do this. We've got a lower low here. So on the 1 hour time frame, we are changing the intraday structure. We are changing the intraday structure, right? This is what we see. We are changing the intraday structure. So now we have, from that previous higher low, we've got a lower low and then this lower high. So intraday, according to the structure, this is coming back down here intraday, right? This is coming back down here intraday according to the structure. You see how it is? This is the lower high. This is the lower high there. All right. Yeah, but as per the, you know, the daily time frames price action, we have not gotten anything solid. So GBP AUD coming back down here, we'll see what's going to happen once it comes back down here, right? According to this M15 price action. Price action. Nasdaq is pushing down when I checked it. Yeah. I mean, we spoke about this, right? We spoke about Nasdaq yesterday to say that there's a possibility it's going to come back down here. There's a possibility it's going to come back down here, right? So that's what it's doing right now. So it's confirming now and creating a buy setup, right? It's creating a buy setup. So we are waiting for it to break this low. We are waiting for it to break this low. All right, we're waiting for it to break this low, and then anywhere below this low, we'll be looking for this, because the trend is still bullish. The trend is still bullish. All right, so what's happening right now is a correction that's taking place, and according to this correction, we need one more low before we go up. You see how it is? It's something like this, right? It's doing this. It's doing this, right? So we had one more low here. You know, as price was coming back down, we had one more low, and then price continued up. You see how it is? So it's doing the same thing as well. It's doing the same thing. So I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting here, right? I'm waiting for it down here. I'm waiting for it down here. If you look at US 30 also, if you look at US 30, it's also giving us a correction, right? The correction is not done. It's also giving us a correction. Let's go to US 30. There we go. We also have the correction. So according to this correction, we have this low. It seems like price is coming back down to this low. You see how it is? So US 30 is bullish. We can see with the structure. We don't need to draw lines, right? We can see with the structure. So what it's doing right now, it has gone into a correction. It's trading within the correction. So now, if you have a better understanding of corrections, you will notice that these corrections, before price goes up, they always create a low. And sometimes, most of the time, the low will be lower than the previous low. So if we take this as our previous low, then we would anticipate US 30 to give us a new low before it goes up. A new low before it goes up, right? So this is where now we are waiting. This is where we are waiting. This is where we are waiting, right? So this whole thing here is a correction, right? This whole thing is a correction like this. All right, so let's wait for it to break, or waiting for it to break, and then we'll come back to this one. Nasdaq as well, waiting for it down here before we go up. There's a deeper pullback forming on pound yen. All right, we'll have a look at pound yen just now. What goes up must come down. Definitely. What goes up must come down, right? Definitely, 100%. So Nasdaq, US 30. Let's have a look at pound yen. I think I have it open. Okay, let's open pound yen. Let's see. Let's have a look at pound yen. Well, first of all, the yen is very weak, right? The yen is under significant pressure. All right, so the other currencies are outperforming the yen at the moment. As I said earlier on, the Japanese officials again warned that they could intervene if if the yen continues to perform like it's performing now. It has weakened against the dollar, against the Aussie, the Kiwi, the CAD. It has performed against the cable, against the sterling, against the loonie, against the Aussie, against the Kiwi, against the greenback. So I mean, we would continue to take advantage of that weakness, right? We would want to sell the yen and buy the other currencies. Sell the yen and buy the other currencies. Now, if you come back to the this is the GBP JPY, all right? The GBP JPY massively towards the upside. So you were talking about the pullback, right? Let's see what has happened here. Let me just, okay. All right. So obviously we broke the structure, and then structurally we are trading within the internal structure. This is the internal structure here, right? I'm not going to draw too many lines, but just to show you guys, this is the internal structure. All right. So since the yen is weak, this would be the first possibility. The first possibility, right? Let me just stretch this. All right. A few possibilities here, right? So we've got this structure here, and then we also have this structure here, right? So it's correcting at the moment. I'm on the daily time frame, right? It's correcting at the moment. So you see these two structures are creating this zone. They are creating this zone, right? So what I would look for is a test of this zone anywhere within the zone before I look for continuation up. So I would anticipate a higher low around the zone, anywhere around the zone, right? Let's go to the 4-hour. Yeah, so I agree, it could give us a much deeper pullback, deeper correction. So let's see what's going to happen around here. So from here on, we're going to look for a higher low and then a continuation towards the upside, right? Yeah, we're going to look for a higher low and a continuation towards the upside. Yeah, should be a decent one, right? If it changes along the way, we'll come back and look at the changes, discuss the changes if it does that along the way. But for now, looking for a higher low around this area for a continuation up. All right, so that is GBP JPY, GBP JPY, GBP JPY. Yeah, the yen is under significant pressure. CAD yen, let's have a look at CAD yen. So CAD yen is correcting. So CAD yen is correcting. So let's give this like an hour or two to see how these corrections, or rather how this correction is going to pan out. So it is correcting. So the momentum is still bullish. So we're looking for a continuation, right? So it seems like this is another one for today. Do you notice that the focus for today might be the yen? It seems like the focus for today might be the yen and the dollar. Shorting the yen, buying the dollar. Selling the yen, buying other currencies. But with regards to the dollar, buying the dollar, selling other currencies. Because the dollar strength seems to be resuming while the yen is under pressure. So capital is moving away from the yen to other assets. So now, since according to the DXY, the dollar is going to get strong, the yen weaken. So capital rotating away from the yen, and one of the assets is going to is the dollar. So the USD JPY could be a good one for today, right? We're going to go to USD JPY. So CAD yen looking for a continuation up. Remember the analysis. NZD JPY also looking for a continuation up, right? So we're getting another correction. Yeah, so it seems like capital is moving away from the yen. USD JPY, I mean, we spoke about this one yesterday. It broke out. It's coming back for the retest. So this one, it could even break this high. Break that high. So the focus for today is going to be on the yen. The focus for today seems like it's going to be on the yen. On the yen. Right. We're looking to take this back to 162. It's 162,800. We're looking to take this back to 162,800. Yeah, 162,800. Speaking about the yen, the target you had set on CAD/JPY has been it has been reached. Well, not only the CAD yen, the euro yen as well, right? So the target on CAD yen has been reached. The target on euro yen has been reached. On euro yen has been reached, but we're still looking for upside. Definitely. So the yen has been the winner for this week, guys. The yen has been the winner for this week. Right. So let's have a look at AUD yen. Not only AUD yen, but USD yen. The correction. Here's our correction. So I would wait for, well, other positions, of course, but once we break out of this zone here, I see this flying back to that 162.800. Yeah, once it breaks above this, I see this flying to 162.800. 162.800. All right. Yeah, so the focus is the yen, guys. The focus is the yen. The focus this week has been the yen. It's still the yen. And I think next week it will still be the yen. The yen is extremely weak. Extremely weak. So the JPY yen or the GBP yen, upside. We're looking for upside on this one. Analyze gold for me. We already analyzed gold, right? Where gold is right now, we are not doing anything. We are not doing anything. We got the move, the breakout yesterday on gold. So where gold is trading right now, it has completed the setup we spoke about. Where gold is right now, it has completed the setup we spoke about because it's on these lows. So as per what we look for, or what we look at, there's nothing on gold and silver at the moment. However, if you look at the overall structure, it is still bearish. Right? So now gold is trading here. These are the lows on gold according to the structure. So the setup is done on gold. The sell setup that you guys saw with Ashley, the sell setup you guys saw with me this week, that overall impulse is done. You see that it's done. So for now, there's nothing solid on gold. There's nothing solid because there are two possibilities where the price is right now on gold. There are these two possibilities. It might give us a double bottom and go up, or it might just break and go down because of where it is right now. Right? Because of where it is. So after this move, we are on the low. So we want to see if it will reject, give us a reversal, or if it will continue. So there's really nothing solid at the moment on gold and silver. So we're just waiting. We're waiting to see how this weekly candle is going to close. You see that? We're just waiting at the moment. Yeah, at the moment. Let's see next week. Let's see on Monday how gold is going to look. There's nothing solid. Silver as well. Silver, there's nothing solid on silver as well because this move towards the downside is complete. So from here on, we might get a reversal or we might get a continuation. We're just waiting for price to tell us what it's trying to do. You see how it is? Yeah, so for gold, there's nothing much this morning. There's nothing much this morning. I'm still holding CAD, JPY, and NZD. Oh, there we go. Nice one, nice one, right? Where are those? Where are those? There we go. Busi, nice one. No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, that's beautiful. Definitely. That's what we spoke about. Yep. Yeah, so CAD JPY, NZD JPY, you're gonna hold these ones for a long time. For a long time. Right? For a long time. You're gonna hold on to these ones for a long time because with CAD JPY, so obviously it first needs to go to around 115, let's say 116. It first needs to go to 116. All right, now we're anticipating a break above 116. However, we must not ignore that 116. If it breaks 116, then we're looking for this to go to 117. Let's say around 117,300. But let's just round it off, 117. So if it breaks 116, we're anticipating this will go to 117. So there's some decent pips we can still get, right? Along the way, there are going to be corrections along the way. So don't expect the market to move straight. There are going to be corrections along the way because it needs to trade in its own structure. So yeah, so NZD JPY, we're looking for this to go to 95. I think it's 95. Yeah, 95.4. We're looking for this to go to 95.4, right? That sounds like a radio station frequency, 95.4. 95.4. It sounds like a radio station frequency. Anyway, so that 95.4 level there, a continuation on NZD JPY, we're looking for this to go there. So the target, not the target, but the focus, guys, the focus is on the yen. The focus is on the yen. That's it. The focus is on the yen. That's it. Capital is rotating away from the yen right now. Capital is moving, or has been moving away from the yen. And yes, of course, the BOJ is going to intervene. The BOJ has warned of an intervention, right? An intervention if the yen performs like that, right? And also we are combining this with the structure. So if you have a look at the structure needs to complete. So that is a given, right? Whether the BOJ intervenes or not, the structure needs to complete. So the structure we saw on CAD JPY, NZD JPY, Euro JPY, the structure needs to complete, right? So that is what we're going with. Yes, we are aware of the BOJ's intervention. Is it going to be this week? We don't know. We're not sure, right? So while we're waiting for that, capitalizing on the weakness, the USD JPY structure needs to complete. So structurally, as per the market structure principles, structure needs to complete. You know, so yeah, so we are well aware of the intervention. USD CAD. Let me just do. Whoa. Let me just do this quickly. All right, USD CAD. We spoke about USD CAD. I think it was 2 days ago, right? We spoke about USD CAD, and then looking at how the dollar is performing against other currencies. Our thought process on USD CAD is that we're gonna get a higher low. So we're waiting for a higher low to form. You see how it's going right now. We are waiting for a higher low to form. The CAD is a commodity currency. So now the oil prices have been going up. Remember, the CAD and the oil, the CAD is a commodity currency, so it benefits from higher oil prices. Now, the USD CAD has been dropping because of the CAD being a commodity currency. So now, I'm looking at the DXY and how the dollar is performing at the moment. We're anticipating that we're going to get a continuation towards the upside. So we are looking for a higher low on USD CAD. All right. This structure is bullish at the moment. So we are looking for a higher low, a higher low on USD CAD. And then we're anticipating a push towards the upside. So at the moment, it is falling. It is falling. We are waiting for a higher low. You see how it is? We are waiting for a higher low. Right there. Right there, right there. Yeah, so USD CAD, guys, whether we're gonna get a correction or we're gonna get an impulse, for now it's not really important. We're just looking for a push towards the upside. All right, and yeah, so that is USD CAD. That is USD CAD. So we're keeping a very close eye on that one. All right. Great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. So let's see. Let's monitor the lower time frames. I'm not gonna do much on this one for now because we haven't had anything to work from. But we're looking for this possibility. This possibility, right? It could take us back to this area. It could take us back to this area. Right. So yeah, so let's see if it's gonna be ready for today or not. Let's see. Standing by. We're standing by on this one. We are standing by on this one. We are standing by on this one. Oof. Look at Euro Pound, guys. Wow. Look at Euro Pound. Look at where Euro Pound is. Look at where Euro Pound is. Let me just put my Fibonacci. Look at where Euro Pound is. Remember what we spoke about this week on Euro Pound. Look at where Euro Pound is. My goodness. Pinpoint analysis. Pinpoint analysis. It has now gone to that 161. 161.8. It has gone to that 161.8. So this move, hey, this move, that's all I'm gonna say. This move, that's all I'm gonna say. So we'll come back at 12. We'll see what's gonna happen because it just hit that high. Euro GBP. We'll come back at 12. But we spoke about this. What did we say? We say, even though the pound reacted to the upcoming UK finance minister, but that did not change our analysis. So we're still looking for this. That's all I'm gonna say. This is Euro Pound. Let me do this. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, so Euro Pound has gone to that 161.8. This is where we are right now. It has gone to the 161.8. All right. So remember, the outlook here was that we wanted to reject this area and then go back up to 161.8. And once it gets there, we want it to break 161.8, right? If it can just breach above this 161.8, then any setups we get from there, those are going to be calling us basically. Setups we're going to get above 161.8, because 161 is a FIP extension, right? Maybe you guys are accustomed and used to the FIP retracement tool. FIP retracement tool, a good tool to have, but also we must also look at the FIP extension tools, FIP extension levels, right? Which will give a great insight on if there are breakouts, how far they can go, how far the impulse can go, and all of that. We'll talk about FIP extension a little bit later on. But yeah, we spoke about this one. So yeah, I mean, today, this is one for today as well. Rubbing your hands 100%. So Kele, this is how Euro GBP is looking. All I'm saying is that's all I'm saying. Noveni, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, my brother. Novemi, don't know how come I didn't know about your channel. Your answers are clear. Getting good vibe. Noveni, welcome. We welcome you, my brother. We welcome you to the channel TD Markets, TD Markets Exchange, TD Markets. What we do here is obviously on our YouTube channel, we've got the trading rooms. We welcome. Let's all welcome Noveni, guys. A new member in the community. Noveni, if you don't have an account with us, you better sort that out, my brother. All right. If you don't have an account with us, have a look at our website, tdmarkets.com. Register for an account. Great benefits. We also have education. Our TD Markets Academy. So when the stream ends, right, I'm going to show you something here. When the stream ends, TD Markets Academy, sign up for an account. We've got different types of accounts, right? Sign up for an account, and quick and simple process. Is going to take you less than 2 minutes. There's some great benefits. You see, look at how the community is welcoming you right now, right? There we go. Subscribe to the channel, sign up for an account, and then our support is going to get in touch with you. If you want some education, we've got TD Markets Education, where we provide education as well. So first, register for an account, and then we'll talk, my brother. We'll talk. Welcome. That deserves a popo right there. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, right? We are still at it. This is how things are looking. The Euro GBP, yeah, this is the Euro GBP. The Euro GBP, nothing has changed on the Euro GBP. All right. Nothing has changed on the Euro GBP. We are still bullish on the Euro GBP, right? Our target on the Euro GBP is all the way up. Let me just do this. It is all the way up there. You see how it is? So Euro GBP, yeah. So let's come back later on. Let's look at the price action later on, because it's just breaking above. It's just breaking above right now. You see that? So just give it a bit of time. We'll come back to it. All right. Great stuff. No, we welcome you, and everyone who just joined us, we also welcome you. Maybe do let us know on the chat if you are a new member. We welcome you. And guys, if you found value in this session, please like the session. If you found great value, please like the session. If you have not if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I almost said describe. I almost said if you did not describe. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That's I can see that you guys are getting value here. All right. And yeah, that is it. So let's do this again at 12. Let's do this again at 12. Yeah, I almost said describe. my goodness. I almost said, if you didn't describe, imagine, what didn't you describe? Hi. I almost said that. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, let's do that, right? Let's do this again at 12, guys. It's been a good session. Thank you guys for joining. I trust and believe that you guys enjoyed. You found value. Let's meet again at 12. And yeah, it's been a good week. Have a look at that DN. You see that JPY? Have a look at that JPY. We'll come back. I'm signing out. Myself and Ash, we're signing out this morning. I know my brother Ash has been watching. We're signing out. We'll catch you guys at 12. Yeah? Cheers, everyone.